Hello, everybody. Dan DeFedericis from Saratoga Report, and I am here with somebody new to Saratoga Report, Lauren Holmes, the Director of Sales of Brookmere. And wow, this is pretty darn exciting because if there's one property in the past year or 2 years that has captured Saratogians' eyes, it's Brookmere, Union Avenue, formerly Longfellows. And that is a great property. Wow, is it exquisite? Three different properties. You got a wonderful restaurant there, Regent. Lauren, how are you doing this snowy? I thought we were through with snow for a while, but I guess I
No,
guess
good
I
old
wasn't. How are you making out?
upstate New York. I'm great. Thank you for having me on today to talk a little bit about the property and our
Great.
wedding
And yeah,
show that's coming up on Sunday.
yes, we're here to talk about the Brookmere Wedding Show, but briefly about the property. It's exciting. You have been fully operational, well, at least in phases since December. Is that correct?
Correct. December, we opened up the restaurant was the first phase. So it's been really successful with the locals. There's a lot of new um, neighborhoods around the area. So it's been a huge success, a good bar scene, a good happy hour scene. And now we have extended more amenities with our Arbor Spa, which is fully opened, and our event spaces are now fully up and running, and the sales team is selling and planning for any day. Next week we could do a meeting to next year and on. So it's been a process. It's been an exciting process. As you said, this property was formerly Longfellows. I'm born and raised Saratoga, so it had a lot of history and great relationships with community, with the Sullivans, and they had to retire at some point. So, and the building needed renovation. So the good part of it was local investors came in and Bonaccio built the property, and they have handed over to Hay Creek Management, which is the hotel company that I work for. So we run all of the events and the food and beverage. So we did try to keep a couple. There are two buildings that were pre-existing from Longfellows, but they just had to be gutted. So it's same property, the great prestigious Union Avenue, same address, 500 Union Ave. We want to continue the hospitality history that's been here, and it's very important. But it did need to be revamped, and it's definitely a new product. So it's been interesting to see people come in and say, "Wait a minute, this looks totally different." So yeah, it's just getting the word out there. So it's been exciting.
And I want to get to the wedding show in a second, but I got
Yeah.
to mention something you mentioned. You mentioned the bar there, and I've been in the bar there, and that has the warmth that I recall from Longfellow's bar. It was
Yeah.
a kind of you were going to bump into neighbors there, and I loved it. If you kept one thing,
Yes.
it's almost that atmosphere, even though it's a completely different, like you said, completely different rooms and so forth, different buildings. The
Right.
atmosphere, the warmth of that is great. But let's talk about this Sunday,
Yes.
March 2nd, is the Brookmere Wedding Showcase. Obviously, first time Brookmere's held it because you've only been open a few months, but
Mm-hmm.
this is darn exciting. Fran Digman is the one
Yep.
behind this, but
Yep.
partnering with Brookmere. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Sure. Fran Dingman is local, and she runs Networks Saratoga, and had done the wedding show at Longfellows for 20 something years. And it was a success. So I know Fran, and we had talked when I first started about, it's a new product, a new property. I worked for Mazone Hospitality. I was at Saratoga National next door for 15 years, done wedding shows. So it was really easy to just transition to just doing it to this property and showcase what we're selling. So we have 30 vendors. We kept it small. It's boutique style resort. So nothing's huge, but it's the design is stunning. So we have 30 vendors, and they represent the top 30 people in the industry for weddings. But I also like to say it's not just weddings. You could come here and use them for a birthday party, for makeup and hair. We have cakes, we have photography, music, violinists, formal wear, flowers, transportation. Saratoga olive oils here. So a lot of the engaged couples bring their families, and we all can get business out of the traffic that comes through. And we titled it a wedding showcase because it's also an opportunity for us to showcase the property.
That's
So
great. A beautiful property
yeah,
it is.
get people in here. That we're gonna have the restaurant, the bar will be open at 11 a.m. The show runs 11 to 2. Garland Nelson, who's a local favorite, will be our MC. And again, this Sunday, if you pre-register, it's $10. We are letting people the day of come for $15. There's great swag bags we're giving out. We'll be serving great hors d'oeuvres from our executive chef Chris Smith at Brookmere, and with Regent. There's some samplings from all the vendors. There's some champagne going on. So there's a lot of stuff that'll be here for a fun Sunday afternoon from 11 to 2.
That's great. And I've got the URL up, the brookmereweddingsshowcase.com/register. Again, you'll save some money if you pre-register.
Yep.
And but it's still available at the door at $15 versus
Exactly.
the 10.
Yep. brookmereweddingsshowcase.com is where to go to see all the vendors that are listed. And again, it will allow you to pre-register. We're also running a special deal for $149 for one of our rooms for Saturday, March 1st or Sunday, March 2nd. If anybody wants to make a weekend out of it, they just have to call the hotel directly and reference the code SHOW, SHOW, to get that special rate. Those rooms are held until Saturday. So if somebody wants to get in on that deal, that's a little perk too.
That's great. And these are beautiful rooms. This is, we touched on it, but you mentioned Hay Creek. This is such a high-end hotel, folks, for $150 to get into a room like that.
Yeah, what we're seeing now, it's January, February, March in upstate New York, it's the slower time. So we really, the rates we're giving now, even just to the public and online to book, between 149s up to 199 on weekends, is something, that won't be the standard as we get going and move forward. But we wanted to get people in here to see, and once they see the product, the price will be worth it. There's a lot of amenities and features here. So
yeah, it's a great opportunity for the show and a great opportunity to see, Saratoga's most beautiful new property.
Yeah. Yep.
Excellent. And anything else they should know? We've got we've got the website up there again.
Yep.
BrookmereWeddingShowcase.com to pre-register. This Sunday, the March 2nd, 11 to 2. Anything else they want to know before we sign off here?
I think, we just thank our sponsor of you, of course, with Saratoga Report. We have Saratoga Bride, Sarad, 99 The River, and Mangino Chevrolet, Buick GMC have been great partners to help sponsor, to put the show all together. So we think it'll be a success for the first year. We have to get traffic here. But again, we wanted it to just be a nice, high-end, not a huge trade show type of wedding show, and just, again, feature the property and have some vendors here for upcoming brides and grooms.
Hey, you had me at hors d'oeuvres.
I know. Food always brings people, so that'll help too. Yeah.
Excellent. Lauren Holmes, thank you for joining us today. Folks, this Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. What a great opportunity to see a beautiful property and to meet many vendors from different parts of the wedding process. Thanks, Lauren.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Dan.
Take care.